Hi everyone, it's Nancy McNally, and now we are on block number 7 of Baskets and Blooms, and today we're going to be doing Dutchman's puzzle. So go download your pattern, get your fabrics ready, and let's get started. To begin, let's separate our B rectangles, the red and the orange, from the blue and the green. Along with that, gather your A squares, your background at number 2 and background number 1. You want to make sure you've got these separated. So for the blue and the green, you only need background number 2, and in my case, I'm using the dark denim blue. I'm separating these. But if you'd like, go ahead, draw the diagonal line on the back of all of your A squares, background number 1 and background number 2. Separate the orange and the red, again, like I said, from the blue and green, because we're going to work on these first. I'm going to start with my red ones. So these are our A squares, background 1 and background 2. Go ahead and draw your diagonal line on the back of all of the A squares. We are doing the stitch and flip method for all of the flying geese. That's the only technique that we're using in this block, Dutchman's puzzle. So we're going to take our red square. You can start with background 1 or you can start with background number 2. Doesn't matter which color you start with, it's all in the placement. Now if you take a look at the block, you will notice that the red and the orange are the only ones that have background number 1 placed on them. That's why we're doing these first. Background number 1, when looking at your B rectangle, this one goes on the right hand side because it's going to be on the inside of the block. All you're going to do, I would do all the reds and the oranges at once. Stitch directly on that drawn line and then trim a 1/4 inch away. Take your ruler, put your 1/4 inch line directly on the stitched line, because now the drawn line becomes the stitched line. And then you can trim it away. Pull this away. You can keep these, discard them, whatever you would like. I make 1/4 square triangles out of these, and sometimes if they're large enough, I will make a 1/2 square triangle. If you want to make a 1/2 square triangle, then use the 1/2 inch line on your ruler after you draw the first 1/4 inch, or excuse me, the first line from corner to corner. You can do this. Now I have a second line. You can stitch on both of these lines, and then you will take your ruler and you will put it right on the first line that goes from corner to corner and cut apart right there, and you already have your 1/2 square triangle completed. Flip the triangle, place, and press. I'm going to get these done. I'll be right back. So I've sewn these using the method I showed you a few minutes ago by drawing 2 lines. You draw the first one from corner to corner, and then you draw the second one a 1/2 inch away. So on both those drawn lines, cut apart right in the middle. You still get your flying geese, which we still have to sew on the other A square. But look, I've already trimmed these to size. These are the 1/2 square triangles you get by sewing that extra line. And these I have trimmed down to 2.5 inches. That is a popular size, and it's worth keeping these, and it's worth doing these. All right, so the next step is I need to finish this one, and then I will sew all the background number 2 blue ones onto the red, and I will complete the oranges. So again, here's my drawn line. Now if you only want to do the single, that's fine. I'm going to draw the second diagonal line so that I can also have blue and red 1/2 square triangles. All right, I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. As you can see, I have already completed all of the flying geese units using the stitch and flip method and doing the double sewing, if you will, the double stitch and flip, because we get half square triangles. There's 32 half square triangles in here. Trimmed all of them to size. It's worth saving these. Now, as you can see, I have them lined up. Blue will always be sewn to red, and blue goes on top. Green will always sew to orange, and green goes on top. So lay them out like they need to be, and let's sew our pairs. I'm going to get these sewn, and I'll be right back. So I have joined my pairs. After you sew your pairs, you press. Then, let's pull this away. Join these two. You're going to just make two of these the same way. And here's the other one. You're going to join these two. Then, you're going to press, and you're going to join the top to the bottom. And you get a finished block. It really is one of the easiest blocks to make. All right, don't forget you need to make 2 of them. I still have to sew this one together to finish, but it's such a cool block, and it's incredibly easy, and the movement that you get with this block is just so neat. Don't forget about all of your half square triangles, and you can create numerous blocks with them. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me. Can't wait to see you on the next one. We are halfway through. All right, everybody. See you next week.